Hey everybody, it's Mega Master 1, and guess what? I'm back for more Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door. Last time, we covered the remaining troubles that are available after Chapter 6 and 7 respectively, and we saw a lot of trains. Now, we've officially caught up to the post-game, and now we're going to take on the troubles that are only available after beating the main story. But first, I actually want to do a little bit of cleanup. There are several hidden blocks located around the world, most of which I've gotten, but there have actually been a handful that I have missed in the playthrough, so for posterity's sake, let's go back and hit those real quick. While scaling the cliffs of Keelhaul Key, if you use your Super or Ultra Hammer here, Whoa! Okay, I didn't look up to see what was in this before. We get a Jam and Jelly! Yes! Awesome! Let's go back and see where the next one is, because that is actually also on Keelhaul Key, so I will meet you guys within Pirate's Grotto. Our next one is within Pirate's Grotto, in the same room as this save block. If we climb up these stairs here, you guys may remember that there was a Shine Sprite right about up here, but it turns out what they actually wanted you to do, I think I ended up using Coops, if I remember right. And hopefully this Parabuzzy doesn't get in my way. There we go. Yeah, they actually want you to believe that they... Actually, how do they want you to get this? Because I don't think Coops can quite reach that. Yeah, I mean, I got it with the spring jump. But it's also not, like, it's not level enough to use your hammer. So, yeah, you may have to come back for that one. I don't know. So, I guess it's reasonable to believe that I wouldn't have gotten that on my own, or at least during the chapter. Let me just tinker around and see if there are any other ways that could have been obtained. Because, I don't know, that kind of bothers me. But yeah, the whole point of that is so that way you can get the Shine Sprite, or at least that's probably how they intended you for to get it. But, again, Coops or however I did it in that part works just as well. Okay, so you can reach it with just a regular jump from this little ledge. So that's probably the way they want you to do it. I don't think it's super obvious. I think it's just adding an extra step where Coops is just fine. On the path to Far Outpost, if you jump in front of this tree here... Yep, there we go. This one's a little bit more useful than the last one. We get the Double Dip Partner Badge. Very nice. And the last one we need to get is in this room where we destroyed the block with our Ultra Hammer. There's this block sitting here, but if we jump just above it, we get a point swap. So this is admittedly an item I'm not really going to use. In fact, I actually had to eat I had to eat the Choco Cake that we got last time just to make room for it. So I'll probably just end up selling this for coins. Anyway, that is every single hidden block in the game. The rest we've gotten at some point or another throughout the whole playthrough. So with that, I will see you guys at the Trouble Center. Would you look at that level of completion? That is just beautiful. So, looks like today we'll be working with Doty. Roust these cads. I really wanted to see the Great Tree, but there are many cads in the way. Won't someone please roust these ne'er-do-wells? I am waiting in Boggly Woods near the Great Tree. Want to take on Doty's trouble? Yes. Do it and do it right. Now, if I remember this right, this is actually kind of misleading. So, you actually want to go to the pipe that leads to Boggly Woods. Not the blue pipe, but the method that we used to first enter. Alright, we have arrived, and it should be on this screen here. And yes, you are Doty. Ah, now this is a problem. Hey, what's that you say? Ah, you could help me? Excellent. Just marvelous. I was just about to give up on the whole deal. I came to the woods just to see the Great Tree, but the thugs up ahead scared me. Contending with goons is not part of my repertoire, so to speak. So I've stalled here. Do you suppose you could give all the goons up ahead a proper thrashing for me? Well, I'll be waiting here until you do. Thanks in advance, chum. And since we haven't met you yet, because you haven't actually showed up as an NPC anywhere on the map, that's T, the toad who asked us for help. He came all this way to see the great tree for himself. Now, let's clear out all these enemies here like he asked, okay, Mario? Now, with these being Chapter 2 enemies, I don't think it's really worth your time or mine to show each of these fights. But on the other hand, this is also a post-game trouble, so the solution I've come up with is actually this. I'm going to equip... We'll unequip Happy Heart for now. The first attack badge. We actually picked this up off screen at the badge shop for 100 coins. I had to talk to the guy on the end and ask him for other options in order to be able to see the full badge list of things that you could buy. But if you wear this, then all you have to do is get a first strike on an enemy and it'll disappear from the field without you having to fight it. So it's kind of like how in Earthbound, when you approach weak enemies after a while and you just defeat them instantly. A plus to this too is you'll still receive HP and FP drops as well as coins, so it's probably not a bad way to make money either. The only scenarios this badge doesn't work is on Amazy Daisies, Dry Bones, and anything that you would fight that would give more than one star point. So this is perfect for the purposes of this trouble. Its effects also don't work in the Pit of 100 Trials, but the signboard outside the pipe already warns of that. So let's go ahead and just kind of edge our way forward. You want to let the piranha plants come to you. I say that, and then... There we go. So yeah, that's a lot better. I don't think they drop as many coins or as many hearts, though. I did also have to unequip Happy Heart in order to find that. So Heart Finder's still working. But yeah, it doesn't look like the... Oh, you know what? Happy Heart's the one that works in battle, and then Heart Finder is what makes them drop things. So it doesn't look like they drop as many coins or hearts. But still not too shabby. Done already, eh? Marvelous! I can finally see the great tree. I'm in your debt, sir. It isn't much, but I hope this will do for your troubles. It's my change from lunch. You got 20 coins. Perhaps I'll see you up ahead. You solved the trouble. Why don't we go ahead and see him up ahead? Yeah, we actually haven't taken that method in some time. Again, the blue pipes are really a saving grace here because they cut down tremendously. There have been some paths like, I don't know, like when was the last time we actually rode Cortez's boat in order to get to Keelhaul Key, for example? Again, there are just some methods of travel that you don't need to take after you have them. Ah, the great tree. As you watch us foolishly continue to repeat history, what could you think of us? You could do nothing but stand and watch our ignorance. No, what rot! To assume that a tree can do nothing. That only proves my own foolishness. Okay, so you're a poet from the sound of it. That's T, the toad who asked us for help. I'm so glad he finally got to see this place, you know? Alright. Nothing too complicated there. It would only be 3 enemies to fight otherwise, but again, I prefer the first attack badge. Plus, that means less enemies on the overworld that I would have to fight for the rest of these bonus videos. Now, let's go back to the Trouble Center. And that brings us to Bub, a name that we are all too familiar with as we've run into him and his family on several troubles. Bub, help me make up. I got in a fight with my mom, and I need you to help me make up with her. I'll be waiting near the Sanctum in Poshley Heights. Want to take on Bub's trouble? Yes. Do it and do it right. Here we are, and just as he said, he is off to the left here of Poshley Sanctum. What's going on, Bub? I've been waiting for you, mister. See, I got in a fight with my mom, and I want to make it up to her. So, I wrote her a letter, and I want to give her a present. But I don't know what to get. I've narrowed it down to 3 things, so could you help me decide? Alright, so we can get her... we can get her a shroom cake, a keel mango, or a fright mask. I didn't actually look up to see if the result of this trouble changes, depending on what you choose. A keel mango would be easy enough. All we would have to do is just go through the blue pipe and then back to Keel Hall Key. That wouldn't take a whole lot of time. As far as I know, I don't remember this being all that different. Why don't we just go with the Keel Mango? You got great taste, so I'm sure it'll go over well. You also have to go find it and bring it here. 'Cause, you know, they don't sell those things here. Alright, whatever you choose, you'll have to go and find for them. So, I'll be right back, and while I'm thinking of it too, I'm also going to sell that point swap. Alright, we got her a nice exotic fruit for you. Did you bring me a keel mango for my mom? Nah. Okay, I was hoping there'd be some extra dialogue there. Here you go. Yahoo! A keel mango! Thanks, mister! I'll just attach this letter, and we're done. But I'm afraid to give it to her. She may still be mad. Can you give it to her and come back, please? You got a present! The thing Bub asked you to deliver to Sylvia. Alright. I wonder if she'll like it. What'll I do if she's still mad? Now I'm all nervous. That's Bub the Babomb. He's from a very rich family, so he's kind of spoiled. He put in a request to help him make up with a certain someone. Okay, so the dialogue for Goombella's Tattles actually changes. And it doesn't really help you all that much because she doesn't really give advice on how to solve the trouble. So that's kind of a little bit of extra effort that I don't feel like they necessarily had to do, but it's nice to see regardless, I guess. What about anything for Sylvia? Okay, that was her same tattle as before. So here you go. Why, hello, Gonzalez. Do you need something? Nah. Again, I keep hoping that there's going to be a little extra dialogue. From Little Bub, you say? Why, there's a letter. Let me just read it. Dear lovely Mama, I'm sorry I didn't do my homework. From now on, I'll do my homework and try to be a good Babam like Papa. And I will give you good food and a nice house. And a pretty hat. So please don't hate me. From Bub. Oh, I'm just going to break down and cry here. Oh, how delightful. Wow! Wow! It's a good thing we didn't get her the fright mask. Oh, Gonzalez, don't mind my tears. They are joyful ones. I just want you to tell Bub something for me. Tell him I'm not angry. I was just being stern because I love him and care about his future. I never meant to hurt his little feelings by it. And I'm sorry I lost sight of that. Gonzalez, please bring my little Bub back to me now. Goldbop, do you have anything to say about this whole affair? It seems Bub and the missus had a little row, It's hard when they get to that rebellious age, you know, dear boy.
Angst, 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 angst.
Alright, we better go fetch him. You know what this means, Bub? You're in the clear! Hey, mister, how was it? Did she like the present? She's not mad anymore? Yahoo! Whew. It's all thanks to you, mister. You're the person I respect most. after my dad. And as a reward, I'll give you my entire fortune. Not that I have many coins, though. You got 3 coins. You solved the trouble. Okay, you can interpret this in a few ways. You could say that this kid is such a brat and that he could have easily rewarded us with more, but I almost like to believe that because his family is so rich, he's probably just given whatever he wants and he has very little in actual pocket money. So if you look at it like that, then he just gave us all that he had so he could end this argument with his mom, and to me that's a sweet gesture. So it's possible Bub isn't as spoiled as many would think, because remember, he only wanted the train conductor's autograph for his birthday present. Not exactly a big grandiose gift like you'd expect, unlike the Dudley Dursley joke that I made last time. 37! Anyway, that is every single trouble in the Trouble Center, with the exception of one. For that, we're going to need to delve once more into the Pit of 100 Trials. But we're going to be saving this for next part, which will actually be streamed right here on YouTube. Be on the lookout for an announcement of some kind, both here and on Twitter, for when exactly that will be. But for now, we might as well make some preparations for next time. Just for my own curiosity, I did load up an earlier save just to see if there was any difference in what you decide to give her, but I can't really find any kind of like variation in dialogue, so it just seems to be whatever you can get your hands on. Again, I recommend the Keel Mango because the pipe to Keel Hulky is right there, so it makes no difference whatsoever. The Keel Mango is also the only free option, too. If you're not into grinding for levels, but still need to adjust your stats, you can always go see Chet Rippo, who I talked about in part 50, and he'll raise a stat for 39 coins. Just remember, he'll randomly take away from another stat, so try not to dig yourself in too deep if he takes away from one you don't want. There is a save block right outside his house here, so you can always save scum this if you don't get the result that you want. So, for example, if you need him to remove 5 HP for 3 BP, just save before you talk to him, and reset if you don't get it right. If he does take away from BP, I'm not sure how it decides what badge to unequip, so maybe it's just whatever badge you equipped last. So, quick edit here. I actually decided to test this off screen, and I actually remembered this wrong. It turns out Chet Rippo actually asks you what stat you want to take away from, so you can plan ahead accordingly. On top of that, if you do decide to take away from BP and you don't have the sufficient amount for the badges you have equipped, then he just dequips everything you have, and you have to re-equip everything from there. While we're on the subject of leveling up, the max level you can get to is 99, with HP and FP capping off at 200, without badges, and BP capping off at 99. If you equip HP or FP plus badges, you can increase each by 5 depending on how many you have. So if you equip the most HP plus badges as possible, which is 33 at 3 BP each, you can have as much as 365 HP. Same goes for FP, but obviously not both at the same time. I want to take the time to cook all the Ultra Shrooms and Jam and Jellies I've gotten, as well as one of the more unique dishes in the game, because it results in an attacking item that I want to have for the stream next time. For this, we'll need 2 fire flowers, a coconut, and an egg.
That guy got hit in the head with a coconut!
Eggs! Eggs!
So putting a coconut and a fire flower together. This is some dangerous cooking. Wow. That's all I can say. I'm not sure why, but this is what came out. Whoa. Go on, take it, Stompy. We get a coconut bomb. And then if we do the same thing But with the egg... it results in the egg bomb. But...
this is to go even further beyond!
Sorry to keep you waiting. This should be a nice dish, you know, after it exploded. Go on, take it, Stompy. You got a Zest Dynamite. Blasting powder made by Zest Tea. Toss it to attack all foes. Yeah, this is a fun dish. And I definitely want to use it next time in the right battle. I feel like I'll know it when I see it. So as you can see, cooking an Ultra Shroom and a Jam and Jelly together results in a Jelly Ultra, one of the best health and FP replenishment items in the game. So I feel very validated holding on to every single one that I've come across throughout the whole playthrough. These will be very helpful for next time. I don't have as many Jam and Jellies as Ultra Shrooms, so I may decide off-screen what I'm going to do with the remaining 2 Ultra Shrooms I have. Either I'll cook them by myself, or I'll make them into another recipe. Alright, so making as many Jelly Ultras as possible, that gave me a whopping 6. I do have 2 other Ultra Shrooms in storage. I may do something with them at some point, but I would also like to bring in 3 Life Shrooms for that insurance and that Zest Dynamite. So this is what I'm feeling I'll use next time, though if I decide something off screen, you guys will know. I want to try to show off like what badges I have equipped and what items I have on me before we actually get started next time, so hopefully someone will remind me to do that. But with our preparations complete, for the rest of the episode, we're going to finally play the Pianta Parlor game since we have all the membership cards, and we're also going to try to aim for the high scores so we can learn all the tidbits about Lala, the, Kitty Boo. So, whoop. I went on a trip with the whole family the other day. It was fantastic. It was really fun spending time together as a family. I still can't stop checking the high scores on this machine, of course. But I'm definitely going to spend more time with my family from now on. Yeah, this girl actually had a whole subplot throughout the whole game where she was kind of spending all of her time here at the parlor and sort of ignoring her family. So it's good that they got that free time. That actually wasn't what I was trying to check. I was actually trying to check the Game Boy here because it lets us know of the high scores that are currently in place. We haven't played any of these games yet, so this should give us an idea of what we need to aim for with each of them. So some of these are time trials, and then some of these you have to earn a certain score. So I say we tackle them in order. We will start with the plain game. So we want to try to get to 375.14. And I guess it results in 14 Pianta tokens. Awesome. Alright, Lala. What you got for us? I'll return the 6 Piantas I've been holding on to you for, Mario. Hi, hello there, Mario. Welcome to the parlor. Even the great hero Mario should relax once in a while. What can I show you? The plain game. Okay, it'll cost you 10 Pianta. Oh, hang on. If you decide you want to play, just let me know. Let me, do a quick withdrawal. Alright, now I'm good. Alright, and I may actually read up on the rules because it's been years since I've played these. The plane game. In this game, you turn into a paper airplane and compete to see how far you can fly. The farther you fly, the more piantas you win. And if you land it on one of the moving platforms, you'll get a bonus. If you land on a penalty platform, you'll lose piantas, so be careful when landing. The best way to boost your winnings is to collect lots of piantas while flying. Good luck! Alright, let's get this started. Good luck! Hopefully this isn't as hard as landing the plane in Top Gun for the NES. Alright, so we want to try to get for like 375. Please get past this. Alright, awesome. 380, sweet! And if we had landed on that times 2, we would have gotten even more. So we earned 12. Awesome. Okay, sweet. And it tells you if you got the high score there, too. You know what? Just for fun, let's see if we can actually land on that times 2. Hopefully this doesn't take away the high score. But we actually got it pretty easily, all things considered. It's basically just a 2D version of Mario 64, the wing cap. So can I press B to actually turn back? Nope! Okay, well that's what it looks like when you fail. And okay, thankfully they don't take away piantas. That was still the fourth best score? Oh, I guess I got pretty far. Thank you. Come again, okay? Alright, well, let's actually look over and see if that counts, and then we'll talk to her behind the counter to see if she has anything for us. So then, okay, it looks like it did take our score. Oh my, customers aren't allowed back here. What? You got a high score in one of the minigames? Ah. Fine, whatever. My sister Pika works in the shop next door, and we get along really well. We go shopping together whenever we get a day off. So much fun shopping. Pika likes jewelry and bags and things, but those don't interest me at all. I guess maybe I could use a little more flair in my outfits, though. Okay, that's enough. Maybe I'll tell you more if you get another high score. Alright, I am going to try the plane mode game, at least see if I can land inside that spot to increase my piantas. You know what, let's go with that vertical one just to see what it looks like. Because there's the one that's just moving up and down. That's probably going to be our best shot. It's at 200. Not quite. Maybe I'll wait on some more piantas before I try that one again, because we are getting low on coins. Alright, let's go to the paper game. This is actually the one I have the most experience of, but we'll hear the rules anyway. Okay, the paper game. In this game, you have to get paper thin to avoid the wind and get to the finish. If you don't turn paper thin as soon as the wind starts blowing, you'll get blown away. If you fall off the track, you'll lose. The higher you place, the more piantas you win. And there are also bonuses associated with your place, so finish as quickly as possible. The quickest way to get to the end is to choose paths that don't require jumping. Good luck! All right, we'll stay on our toes. Good luck. And this one, we're actually not alone. So as she pointed out, jumping here can be pretty dangerous. It's going to show us a preview of this obstacle course, and funnily enough, you can actually run into Luigi here. So now, this is actually the one that I would play all the time, over and over, to try to grind for Piantas, because I got pretty consistently good at it. You can tell if the fans are going by if you see these pink turbines here, so to speak, but you don't move quite as fast here. But yeah, I would play this one constantly to grind for Piantas and get Ultra Shrooms and Jam and Jellies. It's actually how I did my first playthrough to get to the Pit of 100 Trials. And as you can see, you can actually move a little bit before everyone else, or after everyone else turns sideways, you can move a little bit forward. See, look at that. We earned 20 from that. And we ranked first. Again, this one, not very hard at all to win first place. Maybe some of the other games will result in more Pianta tokens, but this one, you can win pretty consistently, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. Thank you. Come again, okay? Alright, give us the deets. What? You got another high score? Ugh. Fine. Whatever. I really love sweets, so I ask Zesty to bake stuff for me all the time. Ooh, and I love nothing better than a nice sweet cake, but lately I've been feeling a little chunky, though, so I'm on a diet. But hey, that's a secret. Seriously, don't tell Pika. But that's all for now. Maybe I'll tell you more about me if you get another high score, alright? I feel like I have seen that one before, so maybe they might be... Oh, how do I want to word this? Depending on what high score you get, she'll spill that specific secret, so they're not, like, in order or anything. She won't tell you, like, one by one. But let's move on to the tube game. This one, I don't remember at all. I think I remember the boat game, but this one, I don't remember anything. It might be another obstacle course. Okay, the tube game. In this game, you have to roll into a tube to navigate the difficult courses. You'll have to be able to dodge obstacles and navigate narrow paths. The faster you reach the end, the more Piantas you earn. And if you finish without falling off the track, you'll earn a technical bonus. Pick up as many Piantas on the track as you can to boost your total. Good luck. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, yeah, it's starting to come back to me. It's kind of reminding me of Mario Party minigame, come to think of it. I don't remember what it was called. The one from the N64. And obviously, you know, it goes without saying you want to try to stay on the inside of the track, which I'm doing a terrible job of, but at least you can pick up some extra tokens along the way. Just wanted to slow down a little bit, make sure my angle was precise. I don't want to go careening off the edge. Oh! Oh, okay, it's not an automatic failure. But I'm still not going to get that bonus, unfortunately. So, there are some parts here where it does look like it will benefit you to slow down. Alright, we still finished in with a little more than 2 minutes to spare. Unranked. Okay, so we need to do better. that one felt a lot better. Let's see where we place. And I didn't fall off this time. Technical bonus was slightly better. 4th place. We're going to need to do a lot better. Still better than my first time. Alright, I need to beat 2 minutes and 13 seconds. All of these times are super close to each other. Alright, got a pretty clean sweep across the bridge. I feel good about this run. Man, this is a tight window. At least I placed this time. Come on, come on, come on. We're almost there. We're almost there. Yes! That's the run. It doesn't feel all that much special than my other runs, but again, the high scores are like within seconds of each other, so this is a tight window to aim for. This has been the hardest one so far. Okay. I think we're good here. At least I built up a healthy supply of piantas. Tell me your secrets. Yes, I am badgering you. What? You got another high score? Ugh, fine. Whatever. The other day a customer named Arthur asked me out to dinner. But I said no. I mean, I don't even know him, right? Still, I wonder if he really likes me. I just don't get it, though. What could he like about me? I mean, really? Okay, that's all for now. How embarrassing. Maybe I'll tell you more about me if you get another high score, alright? Alright, we only have one more to go for. Let's see what we can do with the boat game. Oh, the boat game? In this game, you become a boat and dodge obstacles as you sail to the finish. Drifting boats don't stop immediately, so keep a steady hand on the tiller. The faster you finish, the more piantas you win. You'll get a technical bonus for finishing without hitting the whirlpools. Pick up the waterborne piantas to boost your winnings. Good luck! Okay, it'll cost you 10 piantas to play. Good luck! Alright, yeah, this one I don't have as many memories of, but I at least remembered it better than the tube game. So, again, another obstacle course, but hopefully the window for this one isn't as tight. Again, hopefully if... I can't believe I missed that. Let's go for the technical bonus, so this probably isn't going to be great for time. I don't know how close you can actually get to these without falling in them. Oh! And I messed it up anyway. Okay, it's not even the whole track. It's just like that U-shaped loop. Watch me have gotten the high score on the first try. didn't even place, so we need to beat minute 33 for time remaining. Looking good. Looking good. 3385 milliseconds. Is that good? I wasn't paying attention to what the milliseconds were before. We didn't hit any whirlpools, which was nice. First place. All right. I can live with that. Thank you. Come again, okay? It's all your high scores. Are you pleased enough? What? You got another high score? Ugh, fine, whatever. My dream is to have my own place someday. I just want to be surrounded by cakes and cute stuff all the time. And then I'd get all the people I like to hang out here. It'd be so great. So, I've got to work hard now to make my dream come true. But I kind of like being a parlor kitty, too. Teehee. Okay, that's all for now. I feel silly talking about this kind of stuff. And Mario, I hope you're not spending all your time trying to talk to little old me. Because I'm sure there are other things that you're supposed to be doing, right? No, I'm definitely not supposed to be streaming Pit of 100 Trials next time. No, why would you say that? Alright, really quick, since I have, again, a healthy amount of Piantas built up, I'm going to try to land on one of those multipliers for the plane game one more time. Maybe these ones that are going side by side will be easier. Barely. Oh, I did land on the bonus. Sweet. I think. Let's try again, just to be safe. Did not land on it. Alright, I think this might count. Counts as earned. Not quite. Alright, no mistake in this one. I didn't pick up any Piantas along the way. Alright, so admittedly these multipliers aren't as great, so you should probably just focus on getting a far enough distance. That's my opinion. It is... I think I was wrong about the paper game. I think this one is the shortest in terms of, like, how much you can play it, but you don't get a whole lot of, like, net tokens as a result, so... Yeah, my best piece of advice, if you're grinding for Pianta tokens, play the paper game, because if you get first place, which really isn't all that hard to do, you get 20 at a time, and then you'll have to spend 10 to play the paper mode game again. So, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I think my childhood method is probably the best. So, every time that we've picked up a member card, we actually also get access to new winnings. So, this is the full list. Yeah, as you can see, you can get Ultra Shrooms and Jam and Jellies here for 67 Piantas, which isn't that bad here, actually. Yeah, if anything, it's probably easier doing this than grinding for 200 coins and then going to the underground store. So, yeah, that's how I used to actually get my Ultra Shrooms and Jam and Jellies for the Pin of 100 Trials, but this playthrough, I had saved up quite a bit. All right. So that is the Pianta Parlor. Nice little distraction here, and it gives you the opportunity to get items some other way. Yeah, the Pianta Parlor, like the Trouble Center, is something I just kind of wish I had done during the course of the game, but at least we're showing it off now, because those rewards would have been more useful during the actual playthrough rather than these bonus videos. The prizes for the Pianta Parlor will actually update depending on what members cards you bring in. So items like Cake Mix, Super Mushroom, and the badges Refund and Super Appeal, those are always available, whereas you will get the following badges and items if you bring in these specific cards. Our closing topic for this episode will be how star points are calculated. As we've seen over the course of our adventure, the stronger we get, the less experience we gain when we go back and fight weaker enemies. That's why in these bonus videos, you're often not seeing me fight as many things as I was during the main game, because I'm really only going to get 1 star point anyway. So if you see me fighting anything at all, it's usually because I want the coins. Internally, every enemy has a set amount of star points they give when defeated, depending on both Mario's level and how many enemies he's fighting at once. So if we use Goombas for an example, once you reach level 5, they'll start giving 1 star point regardless of how many you're fighting. The stats change depending on what you're up against, so I'm obviously not going to cover the whole catalog, but I am going to give you a link to good old reliable Super Mario Wiki if you want to figure it out yourself. It never fails. I always get an email after these. Let's see who this one is from. I'm gonna bet it's Bub. Gob, okay. Throat Bomb.
Is this right? Do I just type or what? Yeah, okay, so, hey, I was so happy you got me that honey candy. My voice came back and everything. But maybe I was a little too jolly. I started shouting and now I lost my voice again. I am resting now. So, yeah, there may not be much here in Far Outpost, but at least we got snow. Yeah! We have snow bomb fights here. We put tiny bombs inside our snowballs so that they explode when they hit. It's super dangerous, which makes it super cool. Unfortunately, it also makes it super illegal, which is pretty lame. But come visit anyway. Later, Gob.
Alright. And with that, that's going to do it for this bonus video. Next time on Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, we do the live stream of the Pit of 100 Trials. Again, be on the lookout for some kind of announcement. I don't know when exactly this will be because I have to see what works for myself and my guest co-commentators, but you should know fair enough amount of time in advance. But until then, this is Mega Wii Master 1 signing out. Goodbye.
Are you tired of the same daily troll? Well, get on over to Blitz and Chance! We got one game. We got a whole bunch of games here. We got Chabos and Flobos, and you can shoot things. Get over here, play the game. Use your Flurbos to get tickets. Roy, too, just got here. Get over here at Chips and Chance.
It's the coolest place in the world. I get to be in the commercial.